and it's time for our live stream at 5 p.m. for Central Time. Hello, hello, hello. If you are catching the replay to this video, thank you so much for coming in. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you are able to get something from this live stream. Also, if you have the opportunity, please take the live stream and share it out. Share it on to your Facebook platform. Share it on any platform that you are actually able to share it on. Thank you so much for being here, and please work with your family to help you to get through these situations. We're going through times right now where the food prices are increasing, the gas prices are increasing. We're having a lot of uncertainty in our society. And so this is going to be some really important and helpful information that we talk about today. And so I hope that you will go ahead and hit that share button to share it out wherever you can, and make sure that somebody else also is able to get this information that really could be really beneficial to them, particularly if you're around a bunch of people who may not have the same skill set as you. Definitely share this information with them. Send it through your text messages or wherever you can, so that people can get this information. So hello, G-Tribe community. I am so glad that you are here today. Hello to those who are coming in. Go ahead and drop your grow zone, the zone that you are growing in, or even if you're not a gardener, drop where you're living right now, if you know what zone that is. As you can see, it's raining. It decided to come through a little bit earlier today than it has been recently. So hello guys, hello. Make sure, am I talking loud enough? Because there's something happening with my phone. So I'm trying to make sure that I am speaking loud enough. Like, I typically don't have a problem with that, but there's been something going on with my cell phone, and it's all that I have to use because, being off grid right now, we don't have internet. The only internet service that I have is on my cell phone. So please let me know that you can hear me okay, that the volume on my phone is loud enough. I think I may have gotten it wet or something, and so it's going through its little changes that it goes through. Hard to charge, hard to hear. I can't use my actual headset. Like, everybody has to be on speakerphone, or either have to be, in these things, and they just don't sound the greatest. So hello everybody, hello. Can hear? Great. Hello, G Mama Grows, first one in the room. Hello, how are you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. On that Homesteader, hello, how are you? Good to see you. GT Junior Grows of Alaska, driving but listening. Hey brother, how you doing? Be safe out there. Steph Shockley, hello. Loved and shared. Let's go, Steph. Let's do this. Thank you, sis. I appreciate that. Nana Garden 8B, hello. Good to see you in the chat today. Black Coffee, sister girl, how you doing? Good to see you in the chat today. Thank you so much for being here. Hello, Roots to a Garden. How are you doing? Good to see you. Zone 6. I saw somebody else said there's on. Hold on. Let me scroll. Good afternoon. Just getting off of work. Awesome. Chi-Town, Zone 5A. Good to see you. Black Coffee, always. Zone 7 for Steph Shockley. James Franklin, hello. How are you doing, my brother? Doing great. Volume is great. Can hear. Very much. I appreciate it. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into it while we're waiting for some other people. My vision looks blurry. Do I look blurry? Or is it just like my eyes? I have these glasses, but they're scratched up and all types of stuff. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into it. Listen, I'm gonna mess with everybody today. Okay, I'm messing with myself, and I'm probably gonna mess with you too today. And I want you all. It is blurry. Okay, so it's probably just my internet then. Okay. Kung Fu. Okay. It's probably just my internet. So just bear with me guys if you can. But I'm messing with everybody today. I'm just letting y'all know. I'm messing with everybody today. But I want you to really take this as love. All right? Take it as coming from a place of love, because that's exactly where it's coming from. You know, not to bother you, not to ruffle your feathers, even though some feathers probably gonna be ruffled a little bit. But so I want you to take a moment, and I just want you to think to yourself. This is going to require you to really be honest with yourself. All right. And so my topic for today is going to be, what makes you the weak link? You know, it's really, really easy. It's really super easy for us to be laser focused on somebody else all the time. Particularly if we don't have a lot to do, we don't have a lot to fill up our time, we don't have, any real business about ourselves. It's really, I'm trying to say this in a way, I'm just going to say it. So, if you don't have a lot of business about yourself, if you don't have a lot of things that take up your time, that help you to grow and help you to develop and help you to evolve into a better, stronger person, then it's easy to be laser focused on other people and what their issues are and what their shortcomings are. All right. And so what makes you the weak link? What makes you the weak link in your group? By now, we should have some people that are friendly with us, some people that are family members who are willing to work with us, because like I said, we have gas high, we have food high, we have rents that are going through the roof, all of this stuff. So it makes you the weak link. That's what we're going to talk about. Myself out too. In the chat if you don't want to, but if I drive by your house, just wave. So what is your health like? Not just do you have high blood pressure, do you have diabetes, do you have any of that stuff? Buffering a little bit. Yeah, it's very, very overcast. So I'm gonna hope that you all can what I'm throwing today. So what's your health like? Are you overweight? In and out. Okay. All right. That's all right. That's all right. Hopefully you'll be able to catch it. All right. Are you overweight? Like I'm overweight? Let me tell you, that makes you a weak link. It's not something that is going to be very beneficial to your long-term survival when it comes to getting with other people and being able to live through all of the madness that we're facing. What are you doing about it? That's the next question. If you do find yourself in a position where you're overweight, and people for different reasons, obviously. You know, some of it may be something genetic. I mean, it can be for many, many reasons. However, what are you doing about it? What are you doing to change it? You know, are you getting up to go for a walk every day? Are you punching a bag in your camper? Are you swinging a blade, swinging a bat? Are you playing ball? What are you doing to help yourself get to the next level? That's going to help you be able to move better. That's going to help you to be able to go further. That's going to help you to be able to protect yourself. If you need to run away from something, can you? Can you run away from something if need be? So, just some things to think about. And we're also going to talk about how we can get better. Exercise is important for everyone. Every single person needs exercise. One of the things that the nurses that surround me always say, keep moving. You got to keep moving. You got to keep moving. You got to keep going, because when you stop and when you slow down, you're already overweight. Don't ask me how I know. Your joints are going to start hurting. You're going to injure yourself. Jumping rope and injured my knee, tore my meniscus in my knee. But what did I have to do? The doctor didn't feel sorry for me. He didn't feel sorry for me because I was jumping rope and injured myself. You know what he told me? You're going to have to reduce your weight. Once you reduce your weight, you're going to notice that your knee gets better without having surgery. Now, you know, yeah, it got better, right? It got better, but years later, the problem still persists. So if I'm doing nothing, if I'm not working out, if I'm not going to the gym like I'm supposed to, then guess what starts to happen? I start to get stiff. My knee that I injured feels me not moving. My arms feel me not moving. They feel me not working out. They feel me not exercising. And so today is like day 2. I'm sorry to say. It's like day 2 of me being in the gym since we actually moved out here. My joints stopped working and I'm not overweight. It's definitely lack of exercise. Gee, mama, you're right on. Try it, buy it, make it and sell it. Hello, how you doing? We all have to keep moving regardless of your size. Because listen, there are people out here that are skinny, you know, that look like they're in great shape and they're dropping from heart attacks. Just dropping. They're in my family. I know some of them are in your family. Some of them are friends. But they're dropping like flies from heart attacks. Thank God, you know, I don't have those issues. No high blood pressure, no diabetes, no any of that. But allowing my weight to get to this point, you're pushing it when you do that. You're really pushing it. This has to stop. It has to stop, family. We got to do better. We got to start moving. We got to eliminate anything that makes us the weak link. If you got something that you feel like you can work on, go ahead and drop it. I'm going to keep going. Another thing that came to mind. How do you get along with others? How do you get along with others? Not knowing how to play with others. Guess what? This is something that we learned in pre-K and kindergarten, right? To learn how to get along with others. Learn how to play fair with others. all that stress and lack of movement. Guilty. Yep, and that processed food ain't helping the gut any. Amen to that. And now that I'm pregnant, oh, I can't wait to see him. I can't wait to see him. Now that I'm pregnant, I'm really feeling the effects of lack of exercise. You're right. Be proactive, not reactive. Whew, black coffee. Now, sis, you know I don't play well with a lot of folks. And guess what, black coffee? You don't have to play well with everybody, but there have to be certain people who are in your circle that you play very, very well with. Because when you don't play well with other people, you're going to find yourself being in a vulnerable position. Yes, yes. Congratulations to IG Tribe sister, Black Coffee. Got her baby coming up in just a few months. Congratulations, sis. Congratulations to you on that. But you don't have to play well with everybody. But there has to be somebody that you play well with. I know you can do it. I know you can do it, Black Coffee. So, do you find yourself where everybody around you seems to be a problem to you? I had one teacher that says if everybody else is always the problem, you need to find the common denominator. Some of those people used to blow our minds, let me tell you. They used to say some stuff when we were young. But if you find that everybody around you is a problem to you, you need to find the common denominator. It might not necessarily be other people. 9 times out of 10, it's not other people. 9 times out of 10, you are your own biggest problem. And once you get to the root of why you are who you are, why you are like you are, you know, what issues that you need to heal from, you're going to be so much better. You're going to be a stronger link in the chain. All right? So, find some people that you can play well with. Find some people that you can play well with. Okay, so here's another thing. The classes. Woo, Lord. The classes. I keep seeing people say I'm scared of guns. I'm scared of guns. I don't know what to do with that. Take the class, please. There are some people out there who have some extremely helpful classes, and a lot of them aren't even that expensive. Like our class was maybe $50. It was maybe $50 per person. You got to go in there. You got to sit with some good old country boy who has been dealing with guns all of his life, who can tell you the ins and outs of gun safety. That's so important. Make sure that you don't take those classes for granted. Not just that. I noticed that one of my husband's cousins, he was already like a high school wrestler. Like he was one of those guys where, you know, he was very active, so he was always pretty much in shape. But he became a therapist and was attacked one day by a client. And so I asked him, I said, how did you deal with that? You know, I know it's a real thing and it happens, you know, in the therapy session sometimes, especially when you have some people who are dealing with mental health issues. And so I asked him, you know, to tell me about it and like how it went down. And so the one thing that stood out to me that he said was that he was able to easily take this mental patient down because of his background in wrestling. He basically put a wrestling hold on him, and he held him until the police got there to take this person away. So things like that, you know, making sure that you stay taking those classes. And now one of the things that he's doing is he is giving classes himself, you know, teaching people. Hi, Midnight Green, how are you doing? Teaching people how to defend themselves. A man trained so I don't hurt. I am man trained so I don't hurt anyone. GT Junior, can you say that again? Because I'm not sure if like that is some form of martial art. I really don't know a lot about that. But if you could say that again, what you meant by that. Hey, Mountain Grandma, how are you doing? But he's now teaching classes, teaching MMA, so that people can really be able to help themselves and really be able to defend themselves in situations. It doesn't always take you beating somebody to the ground, particularly, you know, while we're in this civilized society. It doesn't not necessarily take just beating somebody to the ground. All he had to do in the situation, because, you know, it was a rather controlled environment, all he had to do was hold him until help came along. But if you're not in a controlled environment, what could you do? There are a whole lot of videos going on, but I'm going to tell you now, there's nothing like that hands-on training that you get. There's nothing like it. Y'all hear the roosters? There's nothing like that hands-on training that you get that can help you, you know, to make somebody think twice. You know, once they've touched you and then you have to put something on them, make them think twice, make them want to walk away. Classes. These classes are available for us. I remember one of the things that I loved was the Tai Bo. I used to love doing Tai Bo. And I noticed that even though I wasn't hitting anybody anymore, I wasn't, you know, harming anybody, made me so much stronger. And so that's one of the things I was like, man, I got some videos around here. But then I was thinking, you know, go online. I'm sure there's some videos online. And if you can get to a class, though, get there with somebody who can really give you some hands-on. Okay, so that was correct. I am MANDT trained. It's a training where I don't hurt people that are aggressive. Okay. But you can still defend yourself. You can defend yourself from being injured while not hurting them. I got you. I understand. Thank you for that. See, always learning something, always introduced to something new. Because when I get off of here, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go and I'm going to look that up so that I know exactly what you're referring to the next time you say that. So thank you for that. All right, so let's go on to another one. All right, this is going to be one that is probably going to touch some people. Do you have substance abuse issues? I grew up in what was called the crack era. And right now, there is, to me, yeah, they're on something different. But right now, there's a lot of the same type of things going on. So I can remember when I was walking the street and as a child, because we grew up in a really small town, right? And so we walked everywhere that we had to go. That's just what we did. We walked everywhere that we had to go. And so when sometimes you would run into them, you would run into people who were just strung out on crack. And you knew them. You knew them when you saw them. So this time it was the saddest thing, one of the saddest things that you could ever witness with your eyes. And I can distinctly remember when we would just make all kinds of jokes. You know, we had jokes for days about people who were on crack. You know, everybody always had something to say because of some of their behaviors, because of the drug. You know, some of it at the time, you know, it seemed like it was very, very funny. But looking back on it, it was just sad. It was just really, really sad. It doesn't have to be crack. It can be meth. And one of the most common things today, alcohol. And I'm going to venture to say, even now, you have so many people who are on prescription drugs that are running around just like the crackheads ran around. Some of you may know that I was a legal assistant, and so one of the things that I got to do was to read case files for the attorneys that I worked for, of the medical doctors, how they would prescribe medicines to people, narcotics, you know, certain schedules of medicines that are very, very hard to get. And one of the things that I would notice is that there was a lot of over prescribing of these very, very powerful, I mean, extremely powerful medicines to people who had not had surgery. Hi, Audacity Dawning. How are you doing? They had not had any surgeries. You know, they had issues with pain, but they were over prescribing. Florida even have pain clinics here. We even have pain clinics that you can go to and get medicines if you are in pain. Yeah, and now they have pain clinics. Go figure. Yeah, there are pain clinics now. And I don't know about any other states, but I know they're here in Florida because I used to get to see some of the files. I used to get to read this stuff about, and families would be reaching out for help, you know, trying to get some of these doctors taken down because basically they were drug pushers. And so one of the administrators came into our agency and, you know, they were taking questions. And one of the things that a person asked was, why is it that a doctor would risk his license, that it took him probably roughly 13 years total to have this license, you know, get educated, pay all of this money for the education. Why on earth would someone do that, put themselves through that, and then go and basically be a drug pusher? And the administrator responded, well, if they can make in one day their salary for a year, some of them just make the decision to chance it. They're just going to chance it. On every corner that you drive down, I can guarantee you that you're going to see a couple of things. You're going to see churches and you're going to see liquor stores. You're going to see churches and you're going to see liquor stores on just about every corner that you drive down, particularly in the poorer neighborhoods. Particularly in the poorer neighborhoods, you're going to have liquor stores on every corner. Big money. Big money. It's big money, G Mama Grows. Big money. Greetings. Greetings to you, the Dove Fly KM. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, ma'am. So sad, and a lot of our elderly are on those prescription drugs. It is so sad. It's so sad. I've seen it too. So sad because it robs people of their life, or at least part of their life. And all of those people are someone's kids. Don't matter how old they are, they're still someone's baby. You're absolutely right about that. Absolutely right about that. And so, how does this make you a weak link in your chain of survival? This makes you a weak link because, that just popped in my mind. One of my favorite shows is The Walking Dead. And I know some of y'all are probably like, oh my God, that's so cheesy. Yeah, it's very, very cheesy. But one thing that I like to do is to make sure that I'm really intentional about when I'm watching TV shows or, series or movies or what have you. I try to make sure that I'm very intentional and that I always get a lesson out of something. And so on one of the episodes, there was this guy named Bob. And Bob was somebody that they picked up along the way, right? And he became a part of their survival group. Love The Walking Dead? Yeah, I love The Walking Dead too. So he was one of the members. So if you all have watched, pretty much all of them, then you know which one Bob was. Bob. He came in, they went on a run to try to find food. Hey, Green Grass Girls, how you doing? Hey, Ebony R, how are you? They went on a run one day. They were going out to find food, okay? Learned quite a few things from The Walking Dead. Yeah, me too. A lot. Oh my gosh, a lot. So Bob, instead of finding food to help the group survive, Bob took his backpack and went to find alcohol. I'm a fan, and I remember Bob, the Cannibalist Death Sentence. You remember that one too? Yeah. And so Bob went in to find alcohol instead of finding food. And then he slipped. He was on top of the building, all of them walking on top of the building, trying to escape this horde of the Walking Dead below them. And Bob slips and almost drops his backpack. So now he's on top of the building and he is in this tug of war for his bag. He's trying to pull his bag back from the hands of the dead below. And they had to come and rescue Bob to keep Bob from getting pulled down into the dead below. They had to come and rescue him. Like maybe 3-4 other people were up there with him doing this run. And he is in a tug of war, just pulling to get his backpack from the dead that had alcohol in it. That's what he was risking his life for. And so when they snatched the backpack, it took a few of them. When they snatched the backpack up onto the rooftop, they heard the clink of the bottles. And so one of them picked up the bag and looked inside the bag and pulled out the bottle of alcohol that Bob was trying to protect. Now, the guy got ready to destroy the bottle of alcohol because, like, he was wilding, right? Bob was wilding. Say Bob would have been left, G Mama. You were watching Now Black Coffee. I'm telling you, it wasn't just about, you know, these scary people who were dead and decaying, walking around biting people. There were so many lessons. I mean, in every single episode, there are so many survival lessons. That's why I loved it. And I wanted to watch every single one of them. I haven't seen 12. I don't know if they came out 12 or the last part of 11, wherever it left off. But it was to the point where Bob actually reached for his gun because the guy was getting ready to throw away his alcohol that he had just risked his life for. He was going to shoot the guy for throwing away his alcohol. This is how deep he was. Do you want somebody like that on your team, on your survival team? If it was time to go to bed, how can Bob help anybody? If he can't even hear danger approaching because he's so gone from this alcohol, how can he hear anything? Can't hear anything moving. If you're so gone, you can't stand up straight. You're too weak to fight, to protect anybody around you. Got to check ourselves. Yes, I'm overweight right now, and I'm working on that. I have been looking at my diet and removing things from it. Diet is very important to the gut, which is a brain too. You better say that, GT Junior. You better say that. You better say that. Midnight Green says, my mother had health issues. She was prescribed multiple medications. It was pathetic watching her become dependent on her pills. She couldn't function without them. It's sad. It's really, really sad. And that makes us a weak link in a chain that is supposed to be strong enough to help her survive. You're one. Hi, Regenerative Life Wayne 69. How are you doing? You're 100% right. Every inner minority city, no matter where I live, am retired now in the burbs outside of Houston. In the inner city, all you see is liquor stores, churches, bars, and fast food. And it's so sad. We got to do better. We got to do better. That's why I started this live with calling myself out first, because I know it's something that I have to do better at. I used to be so much stronger, you know, as an athlete when I was in school. Just as a child, playing different sports, you know, playing football with my brothers, playing baseball, playing basketball, playing kickball, playing soccer. All of that stuff, yeah, it seems like play, but it helps you to be so strong. It helps you to keep yourself in a fit position so that you can protect yourself. Little Debbie is your problem. Them zebra cakes be good. Put them down, bro. Put them down. Put them down. Put them down. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. Mental health issues are a weak link too. Self-care and having a good support system is crucial. Absolutely. 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 That's gonna put a weak link in your chain. And even in The Walking Dead, there were people who were probably fine before, or a little bit on the edge, doing well in society, that when this happened, when all hell broke loose, they went mental. They had mental issues. And one of them was a really main character. Went and had some serious mental issues because of this whole thing. Hello. And he became a weak link in their survival chain. He became a very, very weak link, and even tried to kill one of the other masculine protectors inside of the survival group. Tried to kill the main leader because of his mental issues. People saw it. People saw him. They saw what was happening, and they would stand back and look. Nobody would say anything. Nobody would really check him until he had to be taken out. Whole new perspective. Hello, sis. How are you doing? Gina versus Gina. Hey there. How are you doing, sis? That was Carol. She was fine, and then she went off the rails. And if you remember Shane, Shane was the one that was like trying to kill Rick, who was the star of the show. Trying to kill him because of the issues that came along. Now there's so much that will happen. Hey there, Nikki. Hey, everyday life of an OCD chick. How you doing? Hey everybody, those honey buns though. I know, Nikki. I know. I love me a honey bun, but I'm having to fight against it. Having to fight, Nikki. Having to fight. Oh, y'all. But there's so many things that can make us a weak link. Let's talk about this one now. This one's gonna be sticky. Do you believe in faith without works? Hey LP, how you doing? In the ass. Kara was meek and abused. She grew a major backbone. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Grew a major backbone. GT Jr., get out of my kitchen, man. Get out of my kitchen. Says honey buns in the microwave for 5 seconds with peanut butter. So good. Get out of my kitchen. We got to do better, GT Jr. Do you believe in faith without works? One of the things, I'm just going to be honest, that frustrates me so much is that every time you say something, you got somebody who is going to come in and be like, I'm just going to trust Jesus. When Jesus already told you faith without works is dead. I already told you that it's dead. If you have faith, that is fantastic. And the group needs that. The group needs that. But let me tell you, when you hear somebody says, if you take one step, God will take two, that is the truth. You read a story in the Bible where it shows you that God will send you someone. But if you to that place where he said to go and pray like he said, guess what? You're not going to get what you want. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Come on, somebody. Obedience is better than sacrifice. So Don't be that one. Don't be that person where every time somebody says something, well, I'm just going to depend on Jesus. Listen, you better heed these warnings that people are putting out here for you. You better heed these warnings. I have faith in God 100%, but I'm sure he expects me to do work. He said it. Works is dead. He said it. If I had $1 for every time I heard that, instead they say, oh, I'll just come to your house. Like hell you will. Right. If you are a faith without works person, you are a weak link. You're a weak link if you're a faith without works person. You are. And you'll get people killed. And you'll have people in a position where they can't get what they need because all you want to do is sit around and pray without moving. You got to do something. You have to move with that faith. If you're not moving in faith, you're not going to be a benefit for the people that you are helping to survive, or that you're supposed to be helping to survive. Don't be a faith without works person. Don't be that type of person. Make sure that you're moving. Hey, Jay Weezy 3 and 1. Hello, sis. How you doing? Don't be that weak link. Don't be that weak link. Sensational Container Gardening. Hey, Sin, how you doing? We have to teach where we can, Black Coffee, because they'll show up uninvited for sure. Yeah. I don't need extra people coming. We don't need extra people coming to invite themselves into our environment where we have been working our backs out. And then you want to come in and then just get because somebody is supposed to do something for you. If we all work together, if we all do our part, then guess what? We can have so much more. And if you get here and you learn, how to grow, you don't have to be so concerned about not having. If you learn how to grow something, say that whole new perspective. Prayer without action is just noise. Sashaying in with them empty hands. Now, Nikki, how did I know exactly what you were saying? Hey, Shakira, how you doing? My family owned a bar most of my life. I saw them all go through that bar life. I ended up believing that was normal, and I ended up being the only one who didn't work in it. Weak link indeed. Wow, Quentin. It shouldn't control you. It should not control you. I like to have listen, I love me a margarita. But guess what I can't do every day? I can't have a margarita. And then especially if you're in a big city where your head needs to stay on swivel, but it can't because you're so laser focused on getting things that are not going to be helpful and that are not going to be beneficial to you. Listen, I've had a lot of family members deal with this. Had a lot of family members deal with weight issues. A lot of family members deal with alcohol issues. Lost people, younger people, older people It doesn't discriminate. Roots to a garden. Hello, how you doing? Doesn't discriminate. Give you a slow, miserable death. I've watched it happen more times than I care to admit in my own family. More times than I care to admit. Auntie Ellen, how are you doing? More times than I care to admit. I knew one person who was dying because they had all of their life, basically, all of the time that I knew them, they were always an alcoholic. And they died much younger than, they had to, because they're so inundated with having to feel nothing, I guess. I never asked what their problem was. I never asked how they got started. But my guess is they wanted to feel nothing. And so they just stayed drunk constantly. That person went into the hospital, and, we were getting calls and everything that they were on, their deathbed or whatever. And they actually, being in that environment, started to recover. Not being able to get the alcohol, and having to go through the detox. Detox alone can kill you. Did y'all know that? That just trying to detox from alcohol can kill you. Come on, nurses. Help somebody. So, just like, hey, David Corey with Crop, how are you doing? Just like overeating is terrible. Just like the junk food is terrible. And it's your organs up. All of these young people that I'm seeing with colon cancer, it's just unreal. We have to do better. If nobody says anything, we're just sitting around watching people self-destruct. It's like we're a weak link in the chain for watching people self-destruct. What do? I don't know. But don't sit and say nothing. Don't be in that position where you're so afraid to say anything that you're watching your family and your friends just kill themselves. Just a little bit of love, whole new perspective. Just a little bit of love. Let me move on. Let me move on from that. We can keep talking about it. Let me move on, though. And don't just focus on other people and what they're doing. Focus on you, too. Focus on how you can be better. That's the only person that you can control. Is the one that you see in the mirror. That's the only one that you can change. Is the one that you see in the mirror. Another one is they all definitely taught me on accident how not to be. Who, Quentin? Wow. Yeah, it's tough to watch it. It's tough to watch it. So another one. And this one, I always saw it growing up. Can you be bought? Can you be bought? A lot of people can be bought. It's a bad situation where when you are the type of person where you have a number, that you're willing to do anything for. I don't want that type of person around me. And sometimes people can be bought and it doesn't even require a number. It doesn't even have anything to be with money. I feel like, and this is just my personal opinion, that the most dangerous people in the world are the ones who want power. Because they can definitely be bought. They're the ones who want power. Those are the most dangerous people in the world because they are willing to do anything to get that power. I read this meme the other day. And the meme said, how did it go? They use you to learn how to fly, and then they shit on you when they get in the air. I know people like that. They'll use you to learn how to fly, and then they crap on you. Unfortunately, I know people like that. Unfortunately. Yeah. Some of them are popular. And I really hate to say that I even know them. But you really don't know until it happens to you. You really don't know until it happens to you. Oof, sadly roots to a garden. Sadly, know those type of people. But you won't know until they get above your head and start crapping on you. You won't know. Grace Guys, how are you doing today? Hello, welcome. Good to see you in the chat, always. You don't know until they get up there and then they start crapping on you. Yes, Miss Sapphire, Diamonds, and Pearls. Yes, life lessons. Those are the most valuable lessons. Those type of things make you a weak link in the chain of survival. Hi, Miss Maria Graham. How are you doing? They make you a weak link. Pass the umbrella, Nikki. Please give me the big one. Give me the big umbrella. Don't give me that little old bitty umbrella that wants to tear up every time you get ready to close it down. It only covers about this much. I need the big one. I need the one that covers all of this. I need the big one. Because, man, there are some people, and some of them seem just as sweet. Some of them seem just as nice. Some of them seem just as family oriented. You know? But once you teach them how to fly, they're going to show you who they really are once you teach them how to fly. Hi, Veggie Farm Garden. How are you doing? Good to see you. You late? Hey, Miss Native Cherokee. You ain't late, Miss Native Cherokee. You heard everything you needed to hear. The big one that covers you and me. Yeah. That's the size one I need, Nikki. I need that size one too. But dangerous. That's a dangerous person that can be bought. That's a dangerous person. Those are dangerous people that can be bought. And let me tell you, they are always a weak link in your chain of survival. They're always a weak link. You have to recognize them and respect them for who they are. You better respect them for who they are. You better open your eyes. You better open your ears and listen. Listen to what they say. Watch the way they move. Watch the way they try to position themselves. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Woo! Woo! Can you be bought? I look at some of these people, you know, some of these Hollywood people. You start to realize that all of this stuff, they've walked because they didn't want to be bought. They didn't want to have themselves mixed up with that level of evil where you would do things to children just because you had the power to do it. That you would harm old people for a like on social media. That's somebody who wants power. The type of people that will betray their friends and their family to get ahead. They're dangerous people. They can be bought. Those are dangerous people, the most dangerous in the world. And once you recognize them, you better get away from them. You better separate yourself from those type of people. Hey, hands in the dirt, how you doing? Separate yourself from those type of people, because I'm telling you, you're going to regret it. That it might not be today, might not be tomorrow, but you're going to regret it. And let me tell you, when you see them flying, just go ahead and open your umbrella. Go ahead and open your umbrella when you're around people who can be bought, because you know they're going to shit on you. Excuse me, aunties. Sorry. But I'm serious. Will sell their soul for what they want. Yes. Yes. They're willing to do anything. They're willing to say anything. Hey, Black Guns and Gardens. Just to get something that is going, something that essentially means nothing to helping people survive. Means nothing. Hey, Empress, how you doing? Just join the live. What is the topic? Are you the weak link? What makes you a weak link in your chain of survival? So, Empress, let me just tell you a little bit about this channel. So, this channel is, yes, it's about gardening, but yes, it's also about prepping and survival. If you go into your stores this time, if you go and look back last year at this same time, look into your stores and look at the differences in prices on what things cost. Hey, Andale, how you doing? Look at the difference in what things cost from this same time last year. Look at it. If it doesn't matter to you, okay, you might be one of those rich people. But if it does matter to you, you might be a normal American citizen that's looking at the prices of things and thinking, how in the world are we going to do this if things keep going up, if these prices keep getting inflated? That's been one of the most expensive life lessons I've had to learn. Some folks are just evil, just straight up. Straight up. And you don't want those type of people in your survival link. That one link will be the destruction of the entire chain. Have you ever seen a chain where it may have 15 links to it, and then there's one link, maybe it's been touching the ground or rubbing on the ground or whatever, and that one link is rusted out? Smart people get the chain and replace that link. They go ahead and get the chain and replace that link. They make sure that they don't let that rusted thing keep staying there on the chain, because if you're pulling something, guess where the failure is going to be? The failure is going to be on that rusted link. And if you don't deal with it, if you don't go ahead and change it out, get it out of there, get it away from your good, strong metal links. If you don't go ahead and change it, when you're pulling something, one day you don't never know when it's going to give, but it's going to give. It's going to break, and it's going to destroy your entire load. It's going to destroy your entire load. I learned about the evil folks in my early 20s. So glad I did. Can't be trusted. I'm glad you know it. I have saved receipts, and it is ridiculous. Yeah, them prices. Yeah. You got to get rid of the bad links. You can't allow your family survival to be dependent on someone who is a bad link in your chain. You better get them out of there. You better change it out. I sometimes worry that my wife will be a weak link. Her from a guy at Walmart who was asking for money inside the store. She said he needed money to buy school supplies. We do too. I know you talked to her. I know you had a conversation with her so that she could understand where she was going astray. Right at this point, we don't stop. I don't stop. It would have to be in a very, I don't stop to help nobody, because right now everybody has cell phones. Even people that are walking have cell phones today. Even people that are walking have cell phones today. So people stopping on the side of the road just to try to get you to stop so they can harm you. And they look for people who are just like that. I want to help somebody. I just want to help somebody. And you can call 911 and tell them their location. You can do that. Thank you so much for being here. I host appreciate your support. I absolutely do. And share the video out. Share the video out, if you will. What do you do when they follow you no matter where you go? James, my motto is nobody can do anything to you that you don't allow. They can't do anything to you that you don't allow. Nobody can be around me that I don't allow to be around me. I think like that comes from, that's like a heart issue. That's like a heart issue. James Franklin, that's a stalker. That's what it is. That's what it is. I will confess to acting like I had Tourette's syndrome. It works to keep the crazy off. Let me tell you. My husband said this guy told him that that's the way that he survives, is that he just has to act like he crazy. So he can say what he wants. He can kind of do what he wants. He just act like he crazy, and then people at work don't bother him. So I understand exactly what you said. I understand black coffee. I can see you being like that too. I can see you doing that. I can totally see it. Hey, Robin Murphy, how are you doing? But listen, you have to do what you have to do in order to survive. So if that's a survival technique for you, then so be it. Let that be it. If that off of you, hey, you're a survivor if that keeps people off of you. But I just wanted you all to think, just think about what makes you a weak link. Be totally honest with yourself. Be honest with, how can you do better? How can you change it? If your attitude isn't right, only you can change it. Only you can change that attitude. If you're overweight, only you can change your weight. If you're refusing to go and take classes, only you can make a decision that you're going to go and take some classes that are going to be helpful and beneficial to you so that you can be beneficial to somebody else. If you don't get along with, you can change that attitude and work towards getting along better with other people. If you have substance abuse issues, get the help that you need. Get the help that you need. None of this comes easy. None of this comes easy. But the help that you need starts with you. It starts inside of you. Do you believe in faith without works? Are you one of those people? You can change that too. You can change that too. If you can be bought, you can change that too. You can change that too. Become a respectable person. You can change that too. So just think about it. Think about whatever it is that makes you a weak link that'll put your family in jeopardy, and do something to change it. All right. So that's my thoughts for today. I appreciate you all coming in. Thank you so much. Just to see you all still pop in every week, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. And I really, truly appreciate you all spending a little time with me just to get some thoughts off of my head that may also benefit you. So if you will, share the video out. It may help somebody. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you being here. Try it, buy it, make it, sell it. You're welcome. Absolutely my pleasure. Great food for thought, Gigi. I get to choose every day I wake up. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, everyone. Um, Pamela Wilson, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Ebony R. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Black Coffee. Thank you, Whole New Perspective. I appreciate you. Much love to you all. Take care of yourselves. And remember, guys, when you grow it, you know it. Peace and love to all of you. Hey, daughter of the Most High, Roots to a Garden. Take care of yourself, okay? Y'all have a wonderful evening. See you on the next video. Herb Garden Chronicles. Peace to you, sis.